So it doesn't say very much, and that's because this is just a temporary order that extends until May the 11th. But what it does is it keeps it allows mifepristone, this abortion drug, to continue to be mailed to patients as it has been for years, at least temporarily. Under this ruling that was issued on Friday by a federal appeals court, the Fifth Circuit, by mail mifepristone was illegal. The appeals court said it had concerns about the FDA's approval process and its gauging of safety risks. But that decision's on hold, and we're back to what has been the status quo. People can get mifepristone by mail for now.
How should we read the pausing of this ruling, this temporary pausing of the ruling, in terms of which way the Supreme Court might move?
Yeah, it's hard to say too much. There's no explanation here. This is termed an administrative stay. An administrative stay is not supposed to tell us, what the justices think about the outcome of the case. The interesting thing about it is, though, so it was issued by the justice who handles the matters from the Fifth Circuit, and that's Justice Samuel Alito, who's a very conservative justice. And it actually took him a couple days to do this. The appeals court decision, as I said, was on Friday. And so it's possible that Justice Alito, over the course of those couple days, consulted with his colleagues and kind of has a sense of what the Supreme Court ultimately is going to do here. Worth noting, the Supreme Court a couple years ago dealt with a very similar issue involving the mailing of mifepristone and allowed mifepristone to continue to be mailed at that point. Issues here are pretty similar, so that might be the outcome we're headed for.
So what's the next date that we should look at? What's May 11th? Is that a date?
Well, May 11th is when this order that Justice Alito issued expires. Now, he can always extend that, but it's kind of giving us a sense of maybe we're talking about that period of time before we get a decision from the Supreme Court. There is a deadline for folks on the other side, the state of Louisiana, and potentially the Trump administration to file a brief that's due by Thursday, May the 7th at 5 p.m. And so we'll get a little more sense of the arguments and in particular kind of how the Trump administration is going to manage this case.